So the last thing that we'll say on the sit down stay is that his release cue is free. So as soon as he's done with his stay, you tell him free and he's finished. So really that's, if he's going through a doorway, you can sit, stay, and then free once you've gone through the doorway. And basically any time that he is finished and he's completed his task, which is just hanging out. So Bosley, stay. Free.
Good boy. Good boy.
And just letting him know that he's done and that he doesn't have to lay there anymore. And just gives him like a definitive ending. So next, let's go over Bosley touch. His targeting exercise. So we want Mr. Bosley to be able to come up and target our hand with his nose just to position himself. Touch. And go wherever we want him to go without having to physically coerce him. So I like to utilize it also during loose leash walking, so just getting in position where he needs to go. And if we're getting distracted, it's just a simple way, also touch, to get him to focus in and then also position himself exactly where he needs to be.
Good job. You're good.
When you're working through the targeting exercise. Anyway, when you're in any sort of circumstance, you just want to be able to get in position where he needs to be and focused in, so it checks both those boxes. So next, let's go over our leave it exercise. So I'm just going to take some treats. Leave it. So we're real interested in the treats. As soon as we back up, we've completed our mission. Leave it. So I encourage you to work with some different items and leave it. Good. Get him used to as many different things as you can. Will really help him to make a broad-based generalization that when you tell him leave it, that he needs to leave anything. Awesome. Leave it. So another little piece of that is if he gets something in his mouth, we tell him leave it. If he's just getting interested in something, we also tell him leave it. So we've used a leave it and a drop it interchangeably, basically. So if he actually gets this, we've done so many repetitions with this, he's probably going to be less prone to putting it in his mouth. Okay. No? Okay. So anyway, just a side note on that, if he gets something in his mouth, you can tell him to leave it. Or if he's getting interested in something, you can also tell him to leave it. Next, we're going to go over his space exercise. So as he's approaching, awesome, space. We want him to give us this little bubble here. And it's an anti-jumping exercise. Bosley. Space. And I like to use it as a preventative measure. Catch a pup when they're about 3 to 5 feet out and give them a chance to do the right thing. Space. So you also want to get used to working from some different angles. So work on some repetitions from the front, some from behind, some from the side. So you really get that bubble all around yourself. And he really gets used to giving you space regardless of where he's at. And I also encourage you to work from different body positioning. So you can say, Bosley, space. Good job. So that he gets used to, if you're down low, giving you some space, or if he just gets inside of your bubble when he's already there, you can say space, and he'll back up. Good job, bud. And give you some space. So all of which are very, very beneficial. So the other thing that I want to mention is with our recall, you can start to do some fun things like toss a treat over here. Bosley, come. So you're just hiding around corners. Let's do a little. So he's off view here, but Bosley, come is around a corner and has to go off of earshot. So it's excellent to get him to focus in and be able to work off of an auditory response, not being able to see you. And so that's an excellent thing that we encourage and a way to make it more challenging. You can also start to work from greater distances. So you just toss the tree clear over here. Bosley, come. And he's got to come back over. And then also working in the great outdoors. So we worked in all our different environments. So the backyard and the front yard, and really the great indoors here. And the most challenging is in a pack of dogs, and he's actually been able to do recall even when he's having a great time playing with the other pups. So has done a very, very good job with that. So lastly, we're just going to get our little guy leashed up here and go over our loose leash walking. So very good job.